Hello everyone. Today I will tell you about a movie where a man allowed a woman to stay at his house and she tries to thank him in any way. And it's a movie called The Monster. An unknown maniac is operating all over the city. The police promise that they will do everything possible to catch the bandit. A man named Loris works as a decorator. During work, his boss comes to him and says that among the guests, there is a nymphomaniac who wants to find a man to spend time with. The boss says where this girl is sitting now, but as soon as Loris was distracted, the girl was taken away and an elderly woman sat in her place. But Loris didn't know that. Which is why the woman drives Loris away. On the way to her car, she meets Loris, who is putting mannequins in a car. Loris moves the chainsaw, but it somehow turns on. The woman thinks that they want to kill her and runs away. She immediately goes to the police and reports the maniac. Loris lives an ordinary life. He wants to learn Chinese because he wants to work for a Chinese company. Loris doesn't have much money, so he has to live in a dormitory. But everyone despises him there. The owner of the building intends to throw Loris out and shows his apartment to future buyers. But Loris always manages to make a terrible impression so that the buyer doesn't want to buy the apartment. When everyone has left, the local children throw a dead cat in. Loris wraps the cat in a rag and goes to the trash. Loris gets hungry and goes into a cafe. A waiter passes by and he stealthily steals a croissant. On the way out, Loris accidentally bumps into a man and the cigarette butt falls into his pants. On the street, he notices a girl who is collecting fallen groceries. Loris enjoys the spectacle, but the burning cigarette butt begins to cause discomfort. To put out the flames, he has to pour water on his pants. On the way home, Loris is seen by the owner of the store. He did not receive compensation for the debt because he thought Loris was dead. The man runs after the debtor, forcing Loris to climb onto the balcony and hide. At the same moment, a woman comes out of the apartment to water the flowers. Having watched enough, Loris comes to the store. He got the idea to throw things to random customers, and when the workers think that the mechanism is broken, Loris takes out the stolen things. Thanks to the photo fit, the police quickly found Loris. They managed to see how Loris walked down the street, and when a cat went around the corner, just a couple of seconds later he carries out her corpse. And also how, when he saw a beautiful girl, he began to behave strangely, ending with his amazing acrobatic abilities. The officer wants to catch Loris using bait. After watching the video, almost all the girls leave, except for one, Jessica. She must find Loris and force him to break the law. A day later, Jessica finds Loris trying to get his jacket out of the way, but in Jessica's eyes, everything was completely different. Jessica is afraid of him, but she is ready to take a risk to complete the mission. She comes to his apartment to get to know his lifestyle better. Opening the nightstand, she sees food mixed with things. Loris overheard that Jessica wanted to rent this apartment, and a plan for earning money came to Loris's mind. He goes down to the construction sites, getting dirty. After which he waits for Jessica and asks her to come over. Loris offers the girl to live in his apartment, but she must pay several months in advance. Jessica puts on her best dress and comes to his house in the evening. Just in case, there will be a gun in her bag. Loris does not want other people to see Jessica and asks her to climb the scaffolding. Loris notices a huge hook and expertly dodges it. He gets tangled in the wires and falls on Jessica, causing her to drop her gun. Jessica slowly crawls to the gun while Loris opens the doll's head, and then all the other limbs. Tomorrow, the bosses find out that Jessica managed to get into Loris's apartment. Now she must attract Loris's attention. Jessica walks around the apartment practically naked and exposes herself in different places. However, no matter what she does, nothing works. Loris doesn't even touch her. Jessica comes to the psychologist and says that her plan has failed. But the doctor asks to bring Loris, and he will determine when he can no longer control himself and pounce on Jessica. As for Loris, he manages to learn Chinese and will soon have a job interview. Before leaving, the teacher gives a gift. Jessica came up with a plan to pass the doctor off as a tailor and arrange a dinner. So that the employee does not see Jessica, they bend over and leave the house. A neighbor notices them and wishes them a good walk, after which Loris teaches her the basics of stealing, and from the stolen products, they begin to cook dinner. To make everything look normal, the doctor took his wife with him. She is afraid that they will be killed. The man convinces the woman that everything will be fine with her. But as soon as the woman meets Loris, he accidentally trips, almost killing her. And then the blinds press the woman to the windowsill. Loris immediately tried to help her free herself. Jessica notices them and begins to laugh, since she is no longer afraid of him. She understands that all this is an awkward accident. The doctor carefully examines Loris but does not see any signs of madness. He only has to perform the final test. For this, he gives a glove, but Jessica interrupts him and asks him to stop. While this couple was arguing, the doctor's wife tried to escape, but she trips, and Loris tries to help her again. Tomorrow, Loris proudly comes to the interview, but he does not understand anything.
请问一下考生的姓名和住址。
Then he leaves. The doctor spent all his free time trying to come up with a plan to bring out Loris's evil nature. To do this, he brought Jessica a little Red Riding Hood costume. When Loris returned home, he did not touch Jessica. She began to freak out and left. Loris did not understand anything. He turned on the recorder on which Jessica had left a farewell message. It turned out that during the time they lived together, she had fallen in love with him. But that day, a new body was found. The officer believed that Loris was sad after Jessica left and took out all his anger on an innocent person, because of which Loris's face appears on all the screens. However, Loris does not know anything, because when he turns his head, the frame changes. A huge crowd of people gathers near his house. Loris approaches them and asks what is going on here. The man says that a maniac lives in this house. Loris believes that this is the owner of the house. Suddenly, a woman recognizes Loris and he has to run away. And Jessica examines the murder scene. She finds a toy that Loris returned to the teacher, and then it dawned on her. The teacher is the maniac. Loris decided to wait it out in the teacher's house, who came home with a woman's hand in his pocket. Loris asks not to kill him, but the police burst into the house and take the bandit away. From that day on, Jessica and Loris start dating. Jessica knows about Loris's oddities, and to make him feel calm, they squat and kiss. A neighbor notices them again and congratulates them on the formation of a new couple, after which they calmly leave. Subscribe to the channel if you liked the video. Do not forget to leave your comments. See you very soon. Bye.